this all the time, and we're right in the beginning of the selling season. I have a bunch of houses that I'm putting on market. Looked at the market and it's flying off the shelf. It's crazy. We're going to talk about the 12 Bay Area County sales report, but also I have this article I wanted to show you. 31% of Americans are rooting for a housing market crash in 2026. Is it going to happen? Well, 30% say they want it to happen, but will it happen? That's the point. Let's go into this a little bit more. Here's what LendingTree found. Americans, that they're even rooting for the housing market crash so that they can afford to buy. Lord knows I've been saying that I want this to happen. I don't want it to be a global economic crash. I've said this since before Trump took office. We have too many people investing in real estate, too many big companies investing in real estate. Although it's only like 1 or 2%, it still bumps up the numbers so high that affordability makes it impossible for some potential homeowners to become homeowners. 36% of the Americans believe the housing market is at risk of a crashing this next year, and 31 say they're rooting for a crash, including 59% of Gen Zers and 27% of non-homeowners believe that the housing crash is the only way they can afford to buy a home. It's true. High home prices, and high mortgage rates are among America's most common worries about the housing market. Yeah, it's true. It prevents a lot of people from coming in. And I know a lot of people that are sitting on the fence saying, I'm going to wait until the market crashes because I can't afford to buy right now. I totally understand that. More than half don't think that the mortgage rates will ever return to 2020 lows. 2020 was artificially low because we had the COVID and we had to stimulate the economy. The last 4 years, we've been paying for it, bringing it back down to normal. And I think this year we're going to see a normalized market. When Biden was in office, they wanted to have a soft landing, and I think they're seeing a soft landing. Whether you like him or not, whether you like Trump or not, it's not really about them, it's about the economy. The economy is seeing a soft landing. We're seeing our market go better outside of the fact that this weekend we had Iran drop bombs and the Dow Jones collapsed by 800 points. Not collapsed, but went down by 800 points, which is a lot. I think we're going to see that come back. That's okay. Things happen like Iran being bombed. It kind of hurts the market, but the next week it catches right back up because people become afraid. If you're a smart home buyer, that's when you go in and make that offer. More than half think the mortgage rates will never. Now, 56% believe Trump won't be good for the housing market in 2026. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is out of 2,000 U.S. consumers, whether they were homeowners or not. I don't care. I don't think it matters. I think if you're going to be a home buyer, you're still going to buy a house. If you're serious about buying a house, you're going to buy a house. If you're a procrastinator, you're going to wait for the market to crash and you're going to blame somebody else. That's the way it's always been. 35% say higher mortgage rates make them hesitant to buy again, including 62% of Gen Z homeowners. Yeah, let me know what you think. Are you think these numbers are full of crap? Are you in alignment with them? Let me know. Again, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you vote on. It's the bureaucracy of every government from local all the way up to the federals. And the problem is that when you try to do good things for people that don't have, they get entitled. And when a government's involved, there tends to be less accountability, less prudence, less effectiveness, and it comes up with problems. Why? Corporate greed, government handouts, you name it. Everything that comes in, and it's just not going to be a fantastic thing that happens. There should be something where it's privatized, where the government stipends you, or they give you tax breaks, but keep the government out of it because the government has no business providing housing. It's not their job. It's not our job to pay taxes for that. If you're interested in the links down below, it's in the copy in my blog and in my video descriptions. Probate and estate sales. I have one coming up in San Mateo, and it's just a process. You can either deal with it or you can let me deal with it with my team. Let me get you out of the way, and then I will take care of it, and then your house will be sold. What happens if your parents don't want to sell? What happens if you don't want to sell right now because you will get hit with capital gains tax? There's a lot of things you need to talk about when it comes to probate and estate. You have people that are empty nesters and they have $2 million in equity in their house. That means they're going to pay capital gains tax on that. And there's ways around that. So if you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. All right. Cupertino House of the Week, Ragnart Road. I seem to remember being on Ragnart Road for years. Yeah, this one's up for sale. Almost $4 million, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,200 square feet, built in 1972. It looks like a standard Shea home, except for this one has a nice balcony in the front. Multi-level home. There you go. $4 million for a home in Cupertino. That's crazy. And you're in the fire zone, by the way. You walk into a stairwell. That's awesome. It's nicely updated. It's not newly remodeled, so it's nice. And this is Willow Glen House of the Week, Wilcox Way. Not my listing, $2.5 million, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,000. By the way, that's the new average price of homes in Santa Clara County. It's $2.5 million. It's right here. We'll go into this in a minute. Thank you. First class service. Yes, because I'm a slob. Thank you. Yeah, look at that 1970s bench. That kitchen might look new, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's new. As a pool, that's nice. Now, the luxury home of the week is Somerset Lane, not my listing, $26.5 million, 6-bedroom, 7.5 baths, 10,000 almost 11,000 square feet. That's nice looking. Brand spanking new on market, first day on market, and it's in Atherton. This is beautiful. If I had $26 million lying around, I would buy this thing. If you're interested in looking, let me know. Has its own wine cellar, movie theater, pool table room or billiards room. This is like Clue. Talking about Matterport, we're getting a couple houses ready to go on market this week, and I have this one right here ready to go. And Matterport is, if you don't know what a Matterport is, I don't know what to tell you. It's been around for way too long. But this is awesome because you actually, with Matterport versus the one that I was using, you can actually take furniture out. If I didn't like this table, I can remove it. I can remove everything. I can add everything into it. And within the system, I can actually do square footage measurements. It'll do it all automatically for me, which is kind of nice. And this is important. It's important because when you're talking to hundreds of buyers or looking at your house and they don't have a floor plan, they don't know what they're looking at. And a lot of them will just pass it by. So if your agent isn't offering a Matterport or a 3D dollhouse type thing, then maybe you should find another agent along this 2D floor plan. This is like the third thing I put onto photos because I want buyers to see what your house flows like, what the working plan, the floor plan looks like. It's important that you do this because if you don't, they have no idea what your house looks like. They just look like a bunch of rooms with a bunch of stage gear, and that's it. Also, home inspection checklist. It's always important to get started with how to get repairs done. In Santa Clara County, we like to have repairs done, the inspection done before we go on market so that we have a clean as-is house. You don't have to do it, but then don't expect a premium price. $2.4 million, Santa Clara County average sales price. Now, the median price is 1.9. Same with San Mateo is 1.95. San Mateo is at $2.7 million. Average price year to date. That's crazy, but it's not like there's tons of them. It's just that there's a whole lot more luxury homes over on that side. But I want to point something out. 816